Hey guys, welcome to my first English video on my main channel. As you might have guessed, there's a specific reason for me to upload an English video, and that is because this is my submission to CraftyMastermans Redstone Awards of 2025. I'll leave a link to his announcement video in the description below. My German viewers could probably already tell that what I'll be submitting is the MMPL Wave, my most advanced Minecraft elevator system so far. There are 7 principles that I designed my elevator system around, and I would like to show all of them to you in this video. First of all, my elevator system is easy to use. There are 2 cabinets, 1 call button in the middle, and 2 lamps that indicate which elevator has received a call. If I send a call, the system tells me which elevator will arrive, so I can walk over to the left cabin. There's a chime, the redstone lamps light up, and the elevator has arrived. Inside, it tells me which floor I am currently at, and it gives me instructions on how to use the elevator. First of all, I have to select my destination floor in the book. Most pages aren't occupied by any floor. Why that is the case, I'll come back to that later. So let's say I want to go to floor 2. I simply select the page where it says floor 2. I'm currently on floor 0, therefore the ground floor. I hit this button. The elevator will now send the call up, and it will move up with me to the 2nd floor. Here we are. The door opens, there's a chime again, and I arrived on the 2nd floor. Second of all, the system is idiot-proof. Idiot-proofing is common in the German redstone community, to a point where if your system is not idiot-proof, you will be called out for it. Idiot-proofing simply means that by using all the input methods that a system offers you, even if you use them in the wrong way, the system won't break and remain functional. It won't lead to the desired outcome, as of course you're not using the system properly, but the system also won't break. Therefore, if let's say I send a call inside the cabin from this floor, it won't do anything. If I press the button while the elevator is here, it won't do anything. If I press a call button while an elevator passes that floor, it of course will create a call, but it won't break the elevator system. And as far as I'm concerned, there's no way of breaking the system while only using the input methods given. Of course, if I select a page where there's no floor and I press the button, nothing will happen. The elevator will just ignore what I did entirely. Well, of course you could theoretically break the system if you have a very tall building. You send up the elevator all the way and then you fly away until the system gets unloaded. Then the flying machine might stop in between floors and you would have to manually restart it to continue working, but that is something that can happen to any contraption using a flying machine. Therefore, I still think that counts as idiot-proof. Next up, the 3rd thing on my list is that this system supports multicall. Multicall simply means that the system can take multiple calls at once. and handle them. So let's say I send a call to the top floor, which is floor 7 in this setup. Then I'll send another call to floor 6, and I send a call to the ground floor. The elevator will of course go up at first, because that's the first. That direction was the direction that I sent the first call in. And if we fly up all the way, we can see that it accepted a call for this floor and also for the 6th floor. And it will in fact stop on the 6th floor because it figured out that this floor is on the way to the 7th floor. So it would make sense to stop here a while going up and let that person leave the elevator that wanted to go to the 6th floor. But that's not it. The elevator has arrived on the 7th floor, but as you may remember, there was a third call that I made, and that was a call all the way down to the ground floor, all the way down to floor 0, and the system remembered that there was a call made for floor 0, and it just sent the elevator all the way down to where I made that call. It might take a while to answer all calls if your building is tall or if many players entered the elevator at once, but it will answer all of them eventually. The recommended maximum capacity is 4 players. If you squeeze in more than 1 player per block, the system tends to glitch out like every flying machine does, and it may result in players falling through a floor or glitching through the wall of the flying machine. That might also happen if your server is very laggy or if you have a PC that can't really handle Minecraft all that well. But on any modern PC or on a somewhat powerful server, that should never happen and will only happen if you cram in more than 1 player per block. That's why I recommend a maximum of 4 players per cabin. The fourth thing that I like about this elevator system, that I considered when designing it, is that it can have as many floors as you would like. The most sensical setup is for it to have 8 floors, since the books are designed in a way where, if we take a look at, not at the bottom station, but at the middle or top stations, the first page sends a call 7 floors down, the second page 6 floors down, all the way to the middle page where there's no floor, and then from the 9th page onwards it will start sending calls up all the way to 7 floors up. So the maximum you can go at once is 7 floors, and 7 floors up from the ground floor makes 8 floors in total. That's why it makes the most sense to not use that elevator system for buildings with more than 8 floors, but you theoretically could. In that case, let's say you wanted to go 10 floors up, you would first go 7 floors up, there the elevator would stop, and then you would select that you wanted to go another 3 floors up, and then the elevator would go another 3 floors up. So it can theoretically have as many floors as you want, but it doesn't really make sense to use it in buildings with more than 8 floors, which is still enough for me to consider it a multi-floor elevator. You can debate whether that's the case for you as well. The 5th reason, and I think I only noted, I just noticed that there are only 6 reasons why the system is so great, and the 7th one hasn't been implemented yet. I'm so genius, I can't even read what I just wrote down. So the 5th reason is that it supports what I call wave dispatch. It is an intelligent method of dispatching those 2 cabins to all the floors in a building. Let's say, as you can see the right cabin is on that floor and the left cabin is on the ground floor. So if I make a call, let's say all the way up here, it should logically be answered by the right cabin because that's the closest. So let me just make a call here, and if I wait a second, it will tell me that the right elevator will come and answer that call. If I now make another call, let's say on the second floor, it kind of makes sense, since the right elevator is currently busy, that this one will get answered by the left elevator. Now if I make a call here, it's not as clear which elevator should answer that call, but I designed the system in a way where it will approximately dispatch me the elevator that should be able to answer the call first. The way it works is very simple. When there's a call being made, it first logs into this relay, and then from there on out, both elevators are told that a call has been made. And now, depending on how far those two elevators are away from that call, they will answer, but only if they're stationary at a floor. Therefore, if both elevators aren't in use right now, therefore are stationary, the closest elevator will answer that call. If one elevator is in use, the other one will answer that call. And if both elevators are in use, the elevator that is no longer in use first, that will answer the call. If both elevators happen to be at the same floor at the same time, let's see, the right elevator is all the way on the top floor right now, so let's send the left elevator up to the top floor as well. Give it a little time. I'll just speed that up a little. It should have arrived now, and as we can see, both elevators are in fact here. If both elevators have the exact same distance from the floor the call was made, the left one gets preferred, because it wouldn't really make sense for both elevators to come and answer that call. The reason why I call it wave dispatch is because when an elevator is empty and is stationary at a floor, not if it is empty, it doesn't check that, it only checks if it's stationary at a floor. If an elevator is stationary at a floor and a call has been made, it waves back to the call station that it could answer a call, and the first elevator that waves back to the call station, that gets the call. And that's the main reason why this elevator system is special, and why I called this system MMPL Wave. Last but not least, the sixth reason why that I designed this elevator system around and why I think this elevator system is great is because it is modular. It only consists out of 3 modules that can be stacked as often as you want. We have the default station for all middle and the top floor. There's a separate station for the bottom floor. And in case your stations should be further apart, there is the, I forgot to translate that, Modularity is like the module expansion. As you might be able to tell, I designed the elevator system in German first and then renamed everything into English so that you would understand it. Let me show what I mean. That's the bottom station. The bottom station includes the 2 elevators already, so all I really need to do is copy that station on top of it. Let's do that from here, /copy, and we will bring it over here, paste. It just pasted that station on top. some stuff happened, but the elevators still sit down there. We have to do some slight adjustments in a second, but that's only because world edit doesn't copy over everything without updating it. And let's say I want a third station on top. Pretty simple to do that as well. Let's just say I want a third station with a 1 block gap in between, or let's make it a 3 block gap. I paste it here. Now I need the Modularerweiterung, the module expansion. I'll copy that over just as I did with the other stuff. Let's paste it in here, and in the remaining gap. And that's all I need to do to have a theoretically functional elevator system. A few things have to be changed. Those are the waxed copper bulbs that are used, because for some reason they always like to update. Therefore, let's just replace all waxed copper bulbs with other waxed copper bulbs. Depending on the version, that might already be it. With some versions, it also messes up some other stuff, but that looks good so far. Oh yeah, it sent calls to some floors as well, which is kind of annoying. Don't really want it to send calls. So let's replace all the waxed copper bulbs again. There are more calls that have been sent. What a great system. The yellow relay is always safe when there's a call. And the blue ones when there's a call made from the outside. So those are things that you want to check. And I think that should be it. Let's release that elevator and let's release that elevator. And let's give them a call. First of all, on this floor, let's see what happens. The left elevator wants to come answer it. It comes up. And it answered it perfectly. For some reason the chime didn't ring. Oh yeah, it copied over dead redstone in the wrong way. For whatever reason. World edit is weird sometimes. And let's make another call on that floor. And that obviously goes to the left elevator as well, because now this one is closer. So let's call the right elevator to the middle floor now. Left elevator should work just as it should, and the right one works as well. Now to confirm, we can also like go down 1 floor. If we select something like 2 floors down, it obviously won't do anything, so I have to select 1 floor down. And just to confirm that it actually works, and as you can see it works just fine, and we've just set up a full functioning elevator system within a couple of minutes. Now of course what you should do now is rename all the pages in the books to the appropriate floor names, and you should also change bottom floor to like whatever your bottom floor name is. This could be the mine, this could be bedrock level, it could be a farm, it could be a storage system, or you might simply number your levels from whatever -2 to floor 5 or something. Yeah, and the 7th reason why this elevator system is great is actually the reason why it isn't as great as I would like it to be. That's the 7th design principle that I wrote down, not for this elevator system, but for my next elevator system that I'll be developing next year probably. So you might be able to see that in the Redstone Awards of next year or 2027, depending on whether I'll actually manage to complete it or not. And that is the reason that I'm using default flying machines that only go 2 blocks per second, which is by modern day Minecraft elevator standards kind of slow. If we compare that to two other popular Minecraft elevator systems, let's say the Jlevator and Tomcos Elevator, both of them have a top speed of 6.67 blocks per second respectively, and are therefore more than 3 times as fast as my elevators, but they have their own problems. The Jlevator doesn't work in 1.21 anymore, so it is for sure possible to update it, but as far as I'm concerned, it has been designed to work up until version 1.15, and when in 1.16 Redstone has changed a bit, from then on out it didn't work anymore, so that one requires an update to work again. And Tomcos Elevator is not idiot proof. If you send a call in a floor while the elevator is currently stationary at that floor, it has the chance of breaking that elevator system. And not only that, sometimes when the elevator is moving and you give it a call, in some floors that also breaks the elevator system, and that can have significant negative impacts on the user experience. Imagine you're just riding the elevator, somebody presses the button on the outside at the wrong time and your elevator breaks. That doesn't really suck that much for you. You can just dig out of it, but for the base owner that's really annoying. So those elevators are also great, but they have each problems on their own. Well, my elevator also has a problem, and that is how goddamn slow it is, but we'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to fix that and get a faster version, not using flying machines, but some fancy piston feed tape mechanics or something similar next year or in 2 years. Yeah, that's it. If you want to use it in one of your buildings, I'd recommend using that world, stacking your elevator together and then copying it over or creating a schematic of it. And it would be nice if you linked me somewhere if you posted a video about this. I hope you enjoyed. See ya!